Well, hello. Good evening. I am D. Leonard Hughes. I am the president, CEO of the D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. And so it's such a pleasure to have you on with us. I'm so excited. Let me pull it up here so I can. Sometimes, y'all, when I don't say anything, mention who's on. Hey, Mama, the Lord's make great. That's Mama. It's because we're on five, one, two, three, five platforms, so I can't see everything at one time. But I'm so glad it's Friday night. It is Friday night, and we're so excited about what's going on. I got something. Listen, you all. I have something good tonight. We're in the business of mind hacking, transformation, and transforming and taking those. There cannot be a transformation unless you take out the old ideas, and you have to replace the old ideas with, hey, Tanisha, if I don't mention you, because others that's coming in, I got some patrons that's there all the time, so I see them on a certain platform. But others on other platforms, I appreciate you. I just can't see you because I can't see all the comments and all the platforms and be on at the same time. So understand that we're so excited about what we're going to get into tonight. It's always good. You know what I'm excited about? There are people that are consistent. I'm not going to start mention no names. There are people that's consistently on getting information. Let me clarify something before I go any further. And I want you to clearly understand what personal development is all about. Let me give you a little bit of my background. Even though I'm a personal development coach, Christian psychologist, but I traveled some years as hello, Dr. Sutton, glad to have you, man. I traveled some years as a itinerary speaker on different rims, different platforms, even as a seer myself. I don't do it as often as I used to because I think there is a level of maturity that the body of Christ needs. Once again, this is not a church platform. It is not a religious platform, but is a Christ awareness platform, aware of the presence of God within you, but it's not religious, no church platform, but it's Christ awareness. So I will many times result back to scriptures, result back to different saying. We are reaching everybody, not Christians. We got Christians, we got Hinduism come in, we got Buddhism come in, and we're just loving everybody. We're not making it seem like that we got something that y'all don't have and this and that. Oh, we can't really get into that. But I've noticed something from coming from as a itinerary speaker, now even more into personal development. I'm beginning to understand things on a mature level. Let me tell you something. Maturity or kingdom maturity is very important, because if not, you keep doing the same thing over and over, looking for an outward person to give you the answer. Nothing. I'm not knocking that. But what I'm saying, until you go within and begin to develop you, and you can begin to hear the wisdom from within. Again, I want you to, it's not a part of my notes, but I just kind of was talking to somebody today, and I just kind of felt this because I've watched it from being a itinerary speaker in all areas and all rooms, but I've noticed something that began to happen in the prophetic, and I strongly believe in the prophetic. As a itinerary speaker, I've been used as a seer. I got away from a lot of the titles. I got away from a lot of the titles, but people, I don't know, maybe I'm going to change what I'm doing. People have missed personal development, the authority that they have, the power that they have, and what's in you. Every time you get ready to do something or make a new, hey, Jalen, I'm making, and if I don't say anything, I got a sweet CK Peak. I don't know who that is, but I'm glad that you're on. Okay, I think I know who that is. Hello there. I've noticed something. I was talking to somebody, and there are people, each time there's a crisis in their life, they look for a prophet or a prophecy. Listen, again, I'm not knocking it because I believe in the prophetic, but there has to be a level of maturity that you're walking, because when you're doing that, whether it's prophetic, God uses me when I'm out, also as in divine healing, which is ours now. And I've noticed something, that people have become dependent upon other people for your spiritual walk. Everything you need is within you. Okay. You may, get somebody to speak into your life, but don't live on that. I need to find a prophet. When are you going to begin to see and change your perception? Because I say it all the time. These people that say they have problems, that's their level of understanding. Really, it's known. It ain't all what people, I'm going through this. No, that's just your level of understanding of where you are. That's something that you have developed in your own world or in your own mind that you think is a problem, and you getting everybody, I got a problem, I got a problem, I got a problem, I got a problem. And it's really not a problem. It's something of your perception or your level of understanding. I often say you cannot make decisions with limited information. Hey, Dr. Johnson, good friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, way back in Nashville. You cannot, glad to have you, Doc. You cannot make decisions with the same critical mindset that you had in the beginning. You don't really have a lot of problems, because once you begin to have God thoughts, and I'm going to talk about applied faith, once you begin to walk in that, you realize, and I want to keep saying this because I don't want people to say, well, he's knocking prophecy and prophecy. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying there comes a time that you have to walk on your own, because if not, you'll have your life will be depending on an outside source or an outside person to give you the answers that you need. And you need wisdom. You need mindset. You need changing of perception. You need changing of perspectives. You're where you are because of your perception and your perspective. I do a lot of reading, Dr. Johnson. I do a lot of reading in different areas. I just don't do church reading. No. I do marketing. I do, there's a book, 2030, what's going to happen within the next 10 years. I'm reading that and seeing how all of that fits into God's plan. And we're where we are. Hey, Carolyn, we're where we are. The world is where we are because of our imaginary images of murder, mass murdering, sexual assault. It all starts in the head first. This is why, as a personal development coach, as a psychologist, okay, this is my area, because we're dealing, even when I was an itinerary speaker, I have to be careful what I say, because I have people from all walks of life on different platforms. I picked up about 6 new people today, and I'm so glad that you're with us. But when I noticed something, I forgot what I was going to say. I noticed something that you've got to understand the full picture. The full picture of it. You have to have your own walk with God. A word is okay, but you're not supposed to live on that. You're not supposed to live on somebody giving you a prophecy and then 2 months later, That's spiritual immaturity. And I've got to be honest with you. Because I've got people on my platform that I can be straight with, not be religious, because you have to, and I'm not knocking it, Dr. Johnson, I need some help tonight. I'm not knocking that, but your dependency have to be on the principles of the kingdom, mental principles, spiritual principles. I was telling my grandson that, one of my grandsons this week, he said, well, Granddaddy, this person gave me, spoke a word over my life, and it just did something to me. I said, grandson, all that's fine, but you have to develop you. If you don't develop you may get a word and it may come to pass, but you don't know where to go. You don't have no sense of direction. Okay, your car broke down. You got a prophecy. God gonna give you a new car. You need a prophecy, but just go get a new car. It's that I'm not knocking it. I need some help tonight because I'm trying to unpack what I'm feeling. I'm not knocking that. Oh, I need a prophecy about a job. First of all, I need somebody that I don't touch and agree with everybody because I don't know where you are for me to touch and agree. I may be touching and agreeing that you get $1 million and you saying, I want to just live with $10. So thank you, Dr. Johnson. The word is in you. You are the word. Because once you get him, you abide it. And I don't really mean to go too far religiously, but I've got to bring this up to help you understand. Don't do yourself like that. I am not knocking prophecy. I'm a seer myself. I'm not doing that. But when I'm saying that it's time to mature and walk in this, see, faith is not wondering. Faith is not asking. I'm headed where I'm coming. Faith is a knowing. There has to be a knowing of the word. There has to be a knowing of the presence of God in you. There has to be a knowing of the kingdom in you. There has to be a knowing that if he be for me, who can be against me? You got to know. These are times that you can't be wondering. These are times where the rubber is meeting the road, and you've got to know that if God be for me, first of all, you can't separate you and God. The scripture says if you be joined to Christ, you are one spirit. There's no other source outside of you. We're one with him. This is why they stoned Jesus, not because of his works, but because of his awareness. He said, it's not I that do the work, but it's the Father. And everything we do is of the Father, and he needs a developed mind in order for him to, because whatever he's going to do for you, he's got to go through you. He can't do anything with an undeveloped mind. I don't know where this is coming from. It's coming out of the soul of my being. You have to, you told me back in the 90s to go get my car. I went and got a rock, praise God. That sounds like Sandra. I'm not sure, because there's a difference. I think that's who it is. Glad to have you. My life is not depending on this one praying and this one praying and this one praying and then hold me up and lift me up in prayer. Lift you up where? Where am I lifting you to? You're supposed to already be lifted up in consciousness, lifting up in your mindset, lifting up in the Christ mind. I don't know where people get stuff from. Or just lift me up in prayer. Lift you up where? The presence of God is within you. Where am I? Tell me, where am I lifting you up to? Where am I lifting you? On a cloud, on the stars, on another planet? You don't have to be lifted up. You already lifted up. You walk with a lifted up mindset. You walk looking to the hills. So it's time to grow up. I don't live a life like that. Pray, 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 pray. Lift me up. Pray my strength, the Lord. It's a defeated attitude. And this is why you live defeated, because you live in the lower part of your being and you don't live in the Christ mind. And you've been taught that if you step out and believe in yourself and love yourself and like yourself, come on, are you listening to you? If all of this is coming at you, You have, because when you go to do something, the voices in your head will tell you why you shouldn't, why you can't, and your voices in your head will tell you 1,000 reasons why you should. Who are you going to listen to? Because I said something in my mental wake up. There's a story that you're telling yourself every day and all day. What is the story? You got to change the story. Number one, congratulations. You're an editor of your story now. You're not just an onlooker. I did that today in my mental wake up. I said, congratulations. You're an editor now. Are you listening to me? People, even on streaming, they look for somebody to give them a word. And I'm not knocking that. But when you're going to grow up and get the principles and get you get the mindset, you don't need no prophecy because you know what the principles say, you know who you are, you know who you belong to, and you just go on. Oprah didn't run around looking for a prophet. Come on, somebody. What's his name? Seth Curry. Ooh, that was a good game. He not running around. He reached his highest expression of God. And I think he's a number one three-pointer player in the NBA. He reached his highest expression of God. He had to do that within himself. I don't care how many prophecies you get. If you don't develop yourself, if you don't build yourself, it ain't going to happen. You may come to pass, okay. That's okay. But you're not supposed to live on that. You're supposed to live on principle. You're supposed to live on mindset. When you change your mindset, I'm seeing tremendous manifestation with hundreds of thousands of dollars because of my mindset, because of my perception, because of my perspective. I used to travel, don't even have to do that anymore. Used to have the get a meeting here, get a meeting there. Don't have to do that no more because I developed a mindset of not having to ask people or beg. I never really begged, but just the things you had to go through. I don't have to do that anymore because I'm creating the life that I want for myself. I'm not waiting on nobody, to create. In doing things, people may open the door or this and that, but ultimately, you have to depend on your faith. Okay? So I hope you understood what I'm saying. I told my grandson, develop yourself. And I'm talking to you all. Professional development, personal development, trainings. Successful professional people are always in training 3 or 4 times a year. They're developing themselves because I was saying today, things are changing. Technology changed. AI, IT, everything changed. The way we know life now, 10 years from now, we won't know it. And you don't know it because you haven't read about it. And so when stuff come up, the things about the bags, I know about Jersey, but I don't know other places, but Jersey, you have to have your own bag. I read about that a couple of years ago, that it was coming to that. So when it came, it wasn't a surprise. We perish not for lack of shouting, not for lack of a prophecy, but because of lack of knowledge. Again, I'm not knocking it, but I'm saying you are not supposed to strive and you're not supposed to live on that. That's a low understanding and you're better than that. It's time for you, and I'm saying it, it's time for you to develop. I told God within me, manifest your blessings in my life so I can say whatever I want to say and speak your truth and not have to worry about whether I say it is, I won't get a dope. I don't care about that anymore. Doesn't even really, I'm doing what I'm doing. I love the ministry part, but I'm going to another realm. I'm going to another realm. So everything is already created. Everything already exists. God, let me back up. God is not doing no more. Pastor Sutton, Dr. Sutton, God's not doing no more creating. And then when Christ came and he said, it is finished, he set everything, it was a reset, and he set everything in divine order. What you're trying to do day by day and getting a manifestation, whether it's a job, a significant person, I'm going to teach on how to attract the right person in your life, how to manifest. And that's going to really be good because you got to have the right mindset to manifest the right person. Isaiah 46:10. I make known the end from the, we've got it all crossed up. Better is the end of a thing. There's a teaching I did, living in the end, living in the wish you desire now. Now, I'm a little ahead of myself. Now faith is not going to be, but it is. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to unpack some things in the next few minutes to take you to another level of really what faith is. Okay? Since creation is finished, all that can be imagined and conceived of exists. Anything you're imagining, anything you desire, is already exists. So if it already exists, you can have it. All things. See, this is what it is. This is what faith is learning what thoughts to believe and what thoughts not to believe. And Jesus told him, according to your faith. You're trying to get it. You're trying to force it. You don't have to force it. You learn how to let the manifestation just let it flow. When you flow, when you find yourself pulling your hair out and frustrated, I don't know what to do, it's because you got on alignment. When you're in alignment, you're walking God thoughts. You're walking in faith. You're walking in confidence. You're walking in assurance. You know that the seen first starts from the unseen. This is the confidence that we have in Him. This is what faith is of. And your faith is going to be tried. There comes a time, I said it several times, you're in a place that you've never been before. This is why God took me to another level of just talking, and helping people develop. How much development have you done since you've been on a journey? And I can answer very little because you never was taught. When I was an addict, it wasn't church, it wasn't a preacher, it wasn't an oil, because you couldn't really trust nobody. And the stuff, and I'm not knocking it, but they just wasn't talking what I needed. I got what I needed from personal development, books, tapes, information. I had to go within. Bob Proctor, he's going on now. Great mentor. One of my desires, I want to meet him. Sometimes the ones that have really impacted my life, I don't get a chance to meet. I meet him. I come in contact with them at the end of their lives. Then they're gone. When I was thinking, one of my good friends that I've missed so much. He was a pastor and a bishop of a very large organization in Michigan, Bishop Nathaniel Wells. Powerful presence. And I said, why did I meet him at the end of his life, the last couple of years? I don't understand. And I'm still trying to get the wisdom of stuff. Let me tell you something. When you start developing yourself and moving in the word and changing your thoughts and changing, only one person can change you, and that's you. And if you're praying for somebody and you're trying to change somebody, you can't do that. If they don't want to change, God don't even change them if they don't want to change. And I told you before, for God's sake, don't tell people, oh, you're going through what you're going through because you need to just give your life to God. Don't do that. What happens if they give their life to God? 2 weeks later, they lose their car. 3 weeks later, they lose their home. A month later, they lose their man. Now, what you going to tell them then? You told them in the beginning, just come to God. You're going through what you're going through because, no. Oh, religion. You have to acknowledge the Christ presence within you. And let me go on because I want to unpack some of this within the next 30 minutes. Since creation is finished, your work is not to create that which you desire, but to move into the appropriate state, depending on which metaphor you prefer that contains what. You have to move into the state of already having. Pray, and it's the most of an impacting, powerful thing. This is the greatest awareness. You already have it. Pray, believing you have received. And it's the church and religion have made it so much. Oh, God gonna do something. We prophesy to people, God gonna do something. And we didn't even know what the principles are. I used to do that, and I didn't even know it's already done. So we moved them from a place of doing to done. He told them, according to your faith. Done. And D-O-N is, from my understanding, done is just done. It's done. But see, in your mind, you're trying to figure out how it's done, what I can do, and you're overworking yourself. Just let it flow. You believe in the idea, the business, the principles. Now faith is the substance. Every substance has to have a source, and the source is God. And he's on the inside of you. You don't have to run here and there. I'm just trying to find God. I'm trying to get God. Don't do that. You're too intelligent for that. You're moving into a corporation. Don't do that. Base your life on principles, success principles, biblical principles, mental principles, Napoleon Hill, a Head Project, Think and Grow Rich. Develop yourself. Get rid of that religious mentality. I need a word. I need somebody to speak a word. You ain't even develop yourself. You don't got a lot of words and still ain't seen that. And then you're mad at the prophet, man. Well, it ain't come to play because you ain't developed. When you develop, it's going. See, what I'm doing is guaranteed. I don't need nobody to speak a word over my life. I don't need that. Because I base my life off of the principles of success, biblical principles. That's guaranteed. The same way the law of gravity is guaranteed that if I get on top of this house and just bend over, I'm coming down. Well, mental laws, successful laws, spiritual laws, biblical laws, it works. But you're depending on somebody else. You got to find this. I got to find a revival. I got to find a prophet. I'm not knocking that. When are you going to find you? When are you going to start hearing for yourself? When are you going to start seeing with your mind's eye? You're imagining. This is what it is. Why did God give us imagination? To use it and to imagine the good and the desire we want and seeing it as it. It's just so simple. But people don't know their mental faculties. We think that all that we are is outside of God. No. All that we are, we're fearfully and we're wonderfully made. God became man so man can become God. He that created the universe is the universe, and he's in us. Luke 17:21 says the kingdom is within. Stop looking without, looking for this, looking for somebody. And I used to do that, and I stopped. Looking for somebody to give you an article, put something in your hand. When are you going to believe in yourself? And I'm sure I lost some other doors from saying that. It doesn't matter. Don't need your door. Don't need it. Don't even need it. I'm on a whole nother level. I got more. My confidence is in him. Thank God for friends that's, doing some things and opening some things. I don't think any people. But ultimately, I've learned to depend on the God within you. And if you go on, you'll begin to see some manifestation take place. Creation is already done. I can finish this week, but I'll come back next week because I just want you to get to a place. And you're at a place of emptiness. You don't even know what direction. I ain't finna tell you. You got to get the principles and learn how to read and get a mind map and work through things on your own. You're scared of you. You hate you. You don't like you. You're sabotaging you. You run for you. That's why as soon as you come on, you cut the TV on, TV in the bedroom, TV in the kitchen, TV, all the chatter's going on because you're afraid of you. You in your car, you got noise going. Noise. Chatter. Who can I call? Got to call somebody. Hang up with them. Call somebody. When are you going to begin to tap into you and get into a meditative state? And it said, be still my soul. And know that I am God. He's a big God and we're the small God. And you come to awareness by being still, not running around. Not running from one live stream to the other, getting the prophecy, okay, I'm going to get off of this. Go, okay, this one prophesying, I'm going to stay with him. That's a low understanding. That's a low mindset. You need, I don't care who tell you you're going to be wealthy, you're going to be a millionaire. How many books you got on finances? This is where I am. Broderick, this is all I'm saying, brother. All the prophetic stuff is good. But people get burned out because they don't read. I can, as a seer, I can tell somebody you're moving to a place of millionaire, da 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 da. Okay, thank you. Now, what are you going to do with that? You can't be a millionaire in finances, and you don't know nothing about cryptocurrency. You don't know which way things are going, but you got a prophecy you're going to be a millionaire, so you sitting, you waiting. It doesn't work like that. You're going to wait and wait and wait, same way you've been waiting. You got to get up. You got to get information. You got a word, and you're going to get a millionaire. All right. Did that person tell you to start reading? Or they just let you jump in? I know I'm losing some folks and really don't care. You got to read. Warren Buffett, but the person that's telling you they don't read, they don't have good understanding, so they can only take it to that where they are. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his life reading books. And I think he's, 90-something? One of the top billionaires in the world. Reading. How did he get there? Read. Elon Musk, when he was 13, 14, read every book in the library. Every book in the encyclopedia. He read it. When he started talking about space, how did he get there? He read about it, and it ignited him. And they believe that all things are possible. See, as you read, something resonates, something excites you. I was telling somebody about business and going into business and passive. And let me tell you something. Look at me. Don't you swipe. If you think that your job, your one job, is going to get you where you need to get, you're living in an illusion. Wealth comes by multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Okay? So you can't just do one. You hold on to your little job because that's what you were taught. You weren't taught to be independent thinker and do the job, work the job, but branch off into some other things. Weren't taught that at home, weren't taught that in school, and mostly wasn't taught that in your religious, environment. Thank you, Roger. That's the only way it comes. When you get multiple streams, we have multiple streams of income. We're making money every day somewhere. Every day. Every week. We're getting more properties. See what I'm saying? I'm not praying I needed a prophecy. I'm success principles. I started reading Think and Grow Rich, and it ignited me. Then that scripture, all things are possible till then I believe. Listen, whatever you want to do, it's possible. He didn't just say all things are possible. He said all things are possible if thou canst believe. Because they was confronting him about, I forgot about I think I can't remember exactly, but but he said, if thou canst, if I can, all things are possible. I got to find that because I just saw when the disciples came and I got to find it. I don't know whether it's Tanisha, you on? I want you to find that for me. And when Jesus said, if thou canst, all things are possible. But I want the couple of scriptures above that. I think it's Matthew 9. Check it for me, Tanisha, and let me know somebody. Because I'm moving. I'm flowing. Through faith. I understand faith now through personal development that I did when I was in religious circles talking, and I didn't really know what faith is. In a way, because I studied Brother Hagin, Brother Copeland, I listened to them, and it helped me, but it was personal development. It was Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, that took me, my understanding, to another. Might be Mark. Well, look it up for me, Project. Somebody, I want 923, maybe 921 and 22 and 23, and copy it. Y'all know how to do it, Project. Pace or Tanisha, one of y'all. Anybody can get it real quickly. So since creation is finished, your work, okay, you no longer need to struggle. You're not supposed to struggle. Now, in getting off the ground in entrepreneurship, it may be struggling because you're trying to find yourself, and you may get into something and change your mind. It's okay. You may start selling canned apples, and you do that. And it's okay to change. It's okay to leap. There's a book called Leap. I think it's called Leap, a business book. Great book. It's okay to change and do 10 or 15 things. It's okay. Because sooner or later, you're going to get up. I had a guy that I knew that every time I look around, he was selling something. I would avoid it. He would call me. He was, man, I got something. You may be interested. You know what I'm saying? And it was, it was legit stuff. I had some folks calling me trying to invest here, invest that. I say, y'all wasted your time. That was a few years back. But what was I saying? Okay, thank you, Broderick. It has often thrown him both into the, that's what the man that was in the cemetery. It has often thrown him into the fire and into water to destroy. But if you can do anything, now give me, okay, thank you, Broderick. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us. How many times do people, Lord, please, God, be pitiful, Lord. I'm so pitiful, God. David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Now, you look at, so they say in the 22nd verse, it has often thrown him into the fire and into the water. But if you can, and how many approach prayer like that? Lord, if you can, heal me. If you can do that. And he addressed them and said, and Jesus said to him, if you can. People, Broderick and others, people are not aware of the presence of the Christ within you, because scripture said Christ is the power and the wisdom. You need wisdom, not another word. You're getting all those words and you ain't knocking prophecy, and I'm not knocking prophecy. But I'm saying it's time to mature and get some wisdom and read. Read about investing. If somebody gave you $10 million, you don't even know what to do with it because you're not even prepared. You ought to be able to take that $10 million and make it have babies. Hello. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you. Okay. What are you going to do? So these quiet times when you're rubbing pennies trying to get in there, those are preparation times. And that's why when opportunities come and you're not prepared, you miss it. Oh, I'm so bored. Read. Oh, there ain't time I know church books. Read about marketing. Read about this. Read about that. Read about finances. Read biographies of people that have come up. And don't be so, them folks ain't saved. That's the most religious, ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. They ain't got no Holy Ghost. You don't know what they got. Do you have it? Oh, I'm coming strong today. Because people see wealthy folks. Okay, we got it, Tanisha. It was Mark 9, 22 and 23. People see wealthy folks. Oh, they crooked. They must be doing something. You stop that mentality. That's because of the people you hang with. I'd rather hang by myself than hang with negative people or negative whatever. Hang by myself. Because when you're on the road to success, it's going to be a time, you may have family and all of that, and you love your family, but there are times when, let me say this correctly, there are times when you have to just kind of steal away. Personal development it details a lot of self-talk, not blaming nobody else, taking responsibility. Now, remember what I said in manifesting? Don't put a face to it and don't put a place to it. Just do the manifesting, imagining imaginary images, the power of your word, believing what you got, faith in what you're doing, faith in what you're doing. But again, don't put a face on it or a place, because it may, God, the universe may not have that place, may not be the place, or it may not be the face that you're depending on to help you, get your desire. It may be somebody else. And, this is so powerful. I'm trying to take my time. Don't put a face and place to it. Opportunities present itself. Time and chance. Time and chance happen to them all. But you have to enter manifestation and manifesting. I'm going to get you another scripture in a second. Not with a face. And I know it's hard because the mind needs imagery. The brain needs pictures when, that's how the brain operates. And that's the way God made us. That's why he given us the power of our imagination, that we can imagine the good that we desire. We were made in his image, his imagination. You heard people say, oh, he just spoke his word. Well, he had imagined it first. And he's given us the same ability. Our will, one of your mental faculty is your will. If you're willing and obedient, your imagination. And this is what happened in the beginning. Not that he did not want them to use their imagination, but there was levels of knowledge that they needed first. So they started building a Tower of Babel because they had tapped in. This is good. They had tapped in to that mental faculty that God gave them of imagination. So they imagined building the Tower of Babel. And the Lord said, I got to stop them because I want them to imagine, but there's other information that they need in order so they will be in a line and use an imagination. The same thing I say in Genesis. It just wouldn't make sense for a tree to be there, and all of a sudden the Lord said, don't eat that tree. So why is it there? You created it. Why is it there? Come on, somebody. Come on. That's why I don't get into theology and theologians, because most of them, they don't know what they're talking about. They say we're born in shaped in iniquity. That's not true. We were created in the image and likeness of God. I don't care nothing about how you was born. I was born because in my mother's womb, he knew me. And then once I became born again, I became awakened. You ain't got to let him in your heart. Let him in. Let him in. He's already in. Christ is all and in all. I know people are not ready for that. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Christ is all and in all. You got to wake up. The God of this world have blinded the eyes. And the first blind, hey, daughter Nisha, and the first blindness came in the church. People jumping, running, prophesying. They ain't got no wisdom themselves. Got no wisdom themselves. God doesn't work like that. I told my grandson this week. I said, grandson, it doesn't work like that. Somebody spoke a word over me. I said, you develop yourself. Run around looking for a word. And you ain't even developed. Well, they prophesied I would get a house. Have you begin to take classes and home buying classes and all of that? Hello. Do you know what's available? Do you understand interest rates? But you got a prophecy. You're going to get a house and you think it's just going to happen like that. That's the most. So I'm sorry. I got to be honest. You have been deceived. If you get a word of a house, what you're supposed to do is leave that environment and go and begin to learn about the interest rates, about this, about that, and there's a class you can take and help you buy a house and you less money down. And it ain't came to pass. Man of God said 10 years ago, woman of God said 10 years ago, I was going to get a house and I ain't got no house yet. That's not their fault. That's your fault because there's no preparation. John the Baptist was a preparer. He came to prepare. Manifestation comes when you are prepared in your mindset. Just you loving Jesus is not going to do it. You got to have a mindset. The spies that they love God, but they didn't enter in because of their mindset, because of their perception. They said, in our eyes, oh, in our eyes, in our eyes, in our eyes. You're depressed right now because you're looking through your own eyes. You're frustrated because you're out of alignment. You're looking through your own eyes. You're depressed because you're out of alignment and you're looking with the perception that they say in our own eyes, we're like grasshoppers. But God had told them to go in and possess it. You see how far we are? If he said possess it, then it shouldn't have been no in our eyes. I keep saying that because you're where you are right now because in your own eyes, you're grasshoppers. You're struggling. And then y'all won't hang, unlike this platform. You don't have to be on it if you don't want to. But this is personal development. If you do exactly, but you're looking for a quick fix. If you do exactly what I'm telling you, you're going to see people that have connected with this company are seeing results, entrepreneurship, business, manifest. You learn how to manifest. I'm going to do it to show you how to manifest a special person in your life. I'm going to show you Everything in creation is finished. You can't get God to create nothing. It's finished. Our job is to manifest. You trying to get him to do something. I'm trying to get God to move. He's already, you mean, if he ain't moving, then what's going on? The wind's blowing, the trees blowing, he's moving. But it's the concept and the perception that has been given to religious people, and it stops you from developing yourself to a place of saying, you want to be a success in Christ and a success in life. That money is your slave and you're money's master, but make all the money. I was telling somebody today, there's a lot of money being circulated now. But you don't get it because you're just waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. Don't come like that. I'm telling you now, no. You got to get up and begin to create some things. I said create. Major creation is already done. But create in your life what you want. He put them in the God. He said, now you dress it. You're supposed to dress your life, not God, because he wants the desire. He promised to give you desire. He's helping you. We're co-creators. We're co-creators. We're co-creators with him. He's able to do exceedingly and abundant. These are scriptures of victory. But you're living defeated life because you're living in religion. Oh, my God. 1 Corinthians 1:24 said Jesus Christ is the power and the wisdom of God. You got all the power. I often say, people say, Lord, give me more power. Give me more power. Send more power down. Send more power down. Where's it coming from? He already sent it. When Christ went away. Well, that's another teaching. I'll help you with that later on. The power, he's the power. He is the power. When you got him, I didn't say when he went away. I'm sorry. Jesus went away, but Christ is in you. He is the power. You don't need no more power. You ain't using the power you got. You walk in defeated. And we stand up, and I tell our religious cows, I call them religious cows, just send us more power. Oh, send us more. He ain't sending you no more power. You shall receive power. You think where I live, there's a power company. I don't have to call them. And every 5-10 minutes, send me more power. Send more power. I need more power in the electric company. No, once I'm connected, all the power I need, even in this studio, the lights and everything, the monitors, the keyboard over there, the computer, just plug it in. I don't have to wait to say I need more power before I plug it in. I plug it in and the power is moving. I don't understand. I ain't no electrician, but the power, the electrical power is moving throughout the whole house. And Christ, 1 Corinthians again, 1:24, Christ is the power. When you got him, don't do that. People ask you to open up for prayer. Lord, come on by here. We know you're busy. That's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. Yes, I'm saying what I'm saying because it needs to stop. Whether you like it, I don't care. You don't like it, I really don't care. That's where I am now. It's about truth because so many things have been said that's not truth. You don't have to ask him to come by. He's already here. He said if 2 or 3 touch and agree. I'm in the book. Maybe you're not, but I am. If 2 or 3 touch and agree on earth, asking anything, it shall be done. It's done. Find your agreement partner. Find you, I call it a millionaire alliance group. People that's thinking and doing. Get around. You hang around too many church folks that keep a whole lot of mess. I don't do that. I hang around business folks, Christian businessmen. That's on a whole nother level. You just hang around folks in your church and y'all just run around during the week, church on Sunday, run around during the week, touch and agree in this and that. And you ain't got nowhere. You've been doing that for years. What have you got? You're still miserable. You're working and you're empty. You pay your bills. That's your fault. It's not God's fault. It ain't no devil's fault because you're not personally developed. He's already given. He said, I've given you everything that pertaineth to life. You all, the awareness is to wake up and realize you got it. Get it from the spiritual realm, manifest it in the natural realm. Oh, I got a few more things. I'm going to go a few minutes over, y'all. I'm going to go a few minutes over, and then I'm going to pick up on this next Friday night. One may ask, if all, this is powerful. Listen to this. You may say, D.L. Hughes, if all things are finished. I mean, when I was into all those titles, God dealt with me. People got all kind of titles. I'm going to say it. He prophet this, he prophet this, archbishop this, they archbishop, chief apostle. It's crazy. And can I tell you something? It's only among certain communities. You don't have to have all that. First of all, the apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, and teacher, they were not titles. They were ministry descriptions. That's what they were. Describing different types of ministry for the perfecting and the edifying of the church. But then we took it because of our ego. And we want to be greater. So here's a person that's a bishop. Now they're an archbishop. They're an apostle. And a chief apostle of what? You cannot be 19 and 20 talking about you're an apostle. You still got milk around your ears. You need some sense. You don't even know how to cook an egg, but you're talking about you're an apostle. You don't know how to change a tire. You run around, I'm apostle this, and I'm apostle that, and get mad if somebody don't call you that. Oh, I'm no bishop no more. I ain't no bishop no more. I'm an archbishop. And I really wanted to tell him what I thought he was. So I'll be honest with you. Because his whole attitude changed. And I just tell folks that I'm not impressed by that. Everybody's that. Everybody want to be a prophet. That doesn't impress me no more. That doesn't cause me to listen to what you say more because you come in as an apostle. I'm not impressed. Not impressed because the information you're not giving something I can use 10 years down the road. You're not giving me something I can develop. You're giving me something for me to depend on you. Because I'm this and I got this and I hear from God. Okay, fine. So let's help other people not depend on us as leaders, but help them begin to build that relationship with the Christ within. All right. Okay. Some people told me, go ahead. Okay. Thank you, Broderick. Thank you, others that said, Tanisha, they keep going. Albert Einstein said, this is stuff I love. This stuff is solid. Broderick, this stuff here will move you to a realm of being a millionaire. He wants us to, he said his will that we prosper and be in health. Don't let no religion, no nothing make you feel bad about prospering. God wants you to prosper. Yeah, but them folk, don't put money before. Listen, when you've been through enough hell and God brings you out, I wish I had some money. Don't move you because you know everything you went through. You depend on him. The money is just a little added something, but your love and commitment is to the Christ within you. Einstein said logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. And you live in your imagination every day. You say, why? D.L. Hughes, why you talk? Hey, Candace, let me see you. Why you talk about mind? Because everything, you can sit and your mind and say, it's time to go and urinate. Now, you can sit there as long as you want to, but your mind and body, your body have given that trigger to your mind, go to the bathroom. Now, you ain't got to go if you don't want to. But it comes from here. When you was at work or whatever today, you imagine. You use your imagination to figure out what you want to cook. Or you imagine Popeyes. You imagine driving into McDonald's. You use your imagination. You use your mind. All the time, 24/7. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. So you think it into existence. You feel it. Don't just think it. Hold on. But you feel it. Imagine the feeling of your wish desire. How it feels. Stay there. Stay there. That's the state you want to stay. Now, throughout the day, we drop to so many states of mind. You drop in a state that you're so frustrated, you're so irritated, you're so I don't know. And you're trying to figure out, where did that come from? Some thought triggered that. I know what I was reading. Hold on. Hold on. If things are finished, then why don't we experience them all simultaneously? I want you to get this. You say, okay, D.L. Hughes, we have all things, why we can't get it simultaneously? I'm going to tell you. Because God became man and entered a time-space dimension he himself created. He created time, he created space. Okay? Where things happen within the constraints of space and time, a slower dimension, so to speak, where the in creation is within man. For that's where God is. He's within you. Jesus put it perfectly. The kingdom of God is within you. All things exist within man because that's where God is. And if God is in you, all things are possible if you can. Whatever you're thinking you want to do, look at me. D.L. Hughes is telling you it's possible. But you got to believe that thought. Believe that image that you keep looking at and seeing yourself. Congratulations. You're the editor of your life now. You're not just standing. Aren't you happy about that? You're writing the movie. You got a story. And I said earlier, you got to change your story. You get on the phone with people, it's the same story. Oh, I'm just going through so much. It's the same story. And if your story don't change, you're like, well, how can I change my story? It is what it is. No, it is what you perceive that it is. You can get on the phone with people, got the same story. Oh, my list. The dog, my cat, the same story. And you're thinking, that's not reality. Reality is just walking in victory. We have challenging thoughts. We have challenging feelings, but you don't sink into it. And I understand, you got to plow through it, man. You got to plow through it. You got to hammer through those thoughts, hammer through those states of being that you find yourself shifting in, that sometimes you can't identify where you are mentally, but you know you're somewhere you don't like being mentally. You're in a mental state you don't feel comfortable, and you're thinking things that you don't feel comfortable in thinking. I'm a personal development coach and a psychologist. I had a person that tell me, they said, I don't understand it. I said, what's going on? They said, I'm having these sexual desires that I never had before. I wasn't raised like that. And I don't know what to do. And they were very serious. And they began to share the sexual desires they will have. Some were out of balance. Some were out of line. Some would even get them in trouble. That was only the symptom. Sin, as they say in the religious world, sin. The sin consciousness. It may be the sin, but the sin is the symptom. Church don't try to get to the root of it. They deal with the symptom. Oh, that boy's a homosexual. He ain't nothing but a why? What happened? Who bothered him? Who molested him? Come on, somebody. When he was young, who exposed him to that lifestyle? Now he's an adult and he's still in a battle. So why don't you sit down? But you can't because your information is limited. In order for me to be a personal development coach, psychologist, I'm constantly having to update and upgrade information, statistics, surveys. You got to get it. Thank you. Facts. Anybody can give an opinion, but anybody can't give a fact. I'm going to say it again. Anybody can give an opinion. Anybody can give a fact. Okay. So this is why you don't see a manifestation simultaneously, because God created space and time. He is time. And let me say this. There's no such thing as I'm waiting on the perfect time. There is no perfect time. Do it. What does Nike say? Just do it. Business, do it. Branching out, well, I'm going to wait till I get some more money. You don't need no money to get you very little money to get an EIN number, get an LLC. You do the groundwork. You talking about you want a business and you don't even have an LLC. You don't have an EIN number. You don't even have your articles of call. Well, no, you don't wait. You do the groundwork. And once the groundwork is done, there's certain manifestations that's not going to come until the groundwork is done. Before a man builds a house, he first counts up the cost. For the things you want to do, the desires you have, and you've got a desire, It can be. It is so. It exists. How much information have you? You should have a table full of information, computer stuff, books about everything that you want to do. Because the more information you have, when it comes to finances, it's important. You've got to know about cryptocurrency. We're going to a point that cash is going to be gone. So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? Things are changing. And there's nothing we can do to change technology. Yeah. You don't wait. Thank you, Candace. You don't wait until. When is until? No, you manifest. There's a process. But waiting doesn't mean you're just sitting doing nothing. You're gathering everything. Just like I talked last week about the Hebrew word for ask. Not as we thought. It means to declare, decree. That's what the Hebrew meaning when he says ask and it shall be given. It means declare. Look it up. But we weren't taught that. Oh God, I gotta get ready to go in a minute. This is something. I mean, I can do it all. Let me tell you, if you change your mindset, your life is not going to change. Increase is not coming. You're waiting to hit the lottery. That's your business. But there's another realm that you don't have to depend on the lottery, that you create wealth. I imagine my company, personal development company, with billions of dollars, not for me. There's 190 countries. I want every country. I want to mind hack those people. I don't want to make an impression in the church. That's over with. People ain't. I want to make an impression, Broderick. I want to make an impression in the world. I want to leave my fingerprints in the world. That they could say there was something, there was a Christ, that he reached his highest expression of God. I was saying earlier, Seth Curry, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, they've reached their highest expression. Did they have obstacles? Did their mind tell them anytime you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, you better not do it? Yes. Yes. That's what and the mind, the brain doesn't mean any harm. There's a mechanism in the brain to keep us safe. So the brain doesn't mean any harm. And even in a traumatic situation, 3 things happen: freeze, flight, or fight. That's what the brain does. So the brain is trying to protect, but you got to get out of that. The brain will keep you. There will be resistance because your mind wants to keep you in a comfort zone. Your mind wants to keep you in a comfort zone. You got to break. I'm just about to finish. Give me a few more minutes. Stay with me. You got to break out of that. And as I started up saying, I want to say it with a clear understanding. I'm not knocking prophecy. I'm not knocking prophet. I'm a seer myself. I operate, when I'm in that environment. Thank you. That's true. He left his praying, but Jesus left him. But what I'm saying, you got to develop the Christ. I was thinking that people are like, I just want to be like Jesus. Jesus had his own personality. He developed the Christ, but he had his likes, his dislikes. He might not like this kind of fish because he emptied himself of the divinity. So you want to be the God you. Because you never, people have pictures of Jesus and they have it in the church and this is him and oh, it's so sacred. No, that was Michelangelo's brother. That fame that he sat down because nobody had never seen it. We don't know. We know the characteristics of the Christ within him. But as a person, he had his own personality. He didn't come down as an angel. The scripture says he emptied himself. You want to be the God person that he made you to be with the Christ awareness on the inside. Jesus came to empower us. I've been telling folks that. The relationship he had in the Old Testament was different. In the Old Testament, he came down, he did this. New Testament was empowering. The works that I do shall ye do. He came to empower us, but folks have missed it. Missed it. Jesus Christ is 1 Corinthians 13. So Jesus Christ is in you. He's in you. He's in you. He in me. But I thought he's up there. Get rid of the sky God. He's in you. We don't know everything what's going on there. But one thing we know, Christ in you, the hope of glory. He's in you. Whatever's up there, you'll connect with that. All right, give me 10 minutes. Well, this is so good. I don't want to rush through it. Remember, in your manifesting, no face, no place. You just sense it, you feel it, you visualize it, you change your story. This is what I want you to do tonight. Change your story. When somebody call you, don't do the same story. How you doing? Well, I don't. You ain't gonna make it because of your story. God can't move out in those negative vibrations, those vibes, as the young folks say, those vibes. He's a God of principle. He needs you to come up. He needs your mindset up. He needs you to get to the Christ mind within. I ain't talking about all up there. I'm talking about the Christ mind within. Change your story. Somebody may come in your life, they want to bless you, but you got this sad story. Yeah, well, you know, let me tell you something. I had a hug. That change your story. You still stuck 10 years ago with that no good man, and you still stuck, and God have blessed you, and he's still doing the same thing. You don't have enough. You can't open your eyes and realize that I've come a long ways and God did me a favor. There's a bigger picture. You got a tunnel vision. My husband left me. Oh, he left me. Oh, how long he left you? I told him how long he left. He left 20 years ago. And I said, baby, you still there? Is he still living? I don't know. You know, I'm at a place where I'm just straightforward, people. And there's no other way. She told me that. I said, how long? And she was crying and, oh, I don't understand. I did everything. And I thought this had just happened yesterday. And I said, what happened? When? Oh, it was about 20 years ago. And I said, open your eyes, look at me. You're still there? You're still stuck? Where is he? I don't know. Is he alive? I don't know. Is he dead? I don't know. And I said, you got to help yourself. You can't go to nobody for them to do something for you or give you something or put something in your hand for things to change. That's just a mindset, God. I don't knock that. Because there's been times I use stuff as a point of contact. But overall, now I'm trying. And she told me, I said 20 years. And she's not by herself. Some of y'all have not been able to unpack stuff that have happened. And you face it. You still face it every day. You get in your car, there it is, there they are. You at work, there they are, there it is, there they are. And you just, it's autopilot. Your mind's on autopilot. So, well, I guess it's the way it is. The thought won't go away. Listen, before I go, I'm going to put my notes over here before I go. Acknowledge the thought. I don't care how crazy it is, crazy, perverted. Acknowledge it, then go on. If you suppress it, that's the way the mind works. If you suppress it, it grows. It grows. Don't ignore it. Okay, you're having a moment. You had a state of mind. Because we go through those states of mind, and you do too, that you don't like. It's not a comfortable. It's a scary. It's a not knowing the you know, you just get, it's a fear. You're fearing thoughts, wicked thoughts. Thoughts will slap you, slap your balls. You may have that thought. Let's be real. Let's be real. You may have that thought, but you're not going to do it. So why are you in war with the thought? Don't be in war with those thoughts. Recognize them. Thoughts are like clouds. They move on. Do they come back? You can't stop that. I just want to stop the thought. You can't stop that. We all have those. Wake up, grow up, become aware that this is the battle in the mind. And you don't take it serious. I talked to him. I said, mind, you're going to let you be, that ain't real. That perception you're trying to get in, bro, you got to tell my mind, that ain't real. All things are possible. Things I want to do, that thought, you can't do that. Man, you're going to put money in something, you're going to lose it. I don't think like that. That's what it means by faith. What you're seeing is you believing it. What you're thinking, are you believing? It's just believing what you're seeing and believing what you're saying or what you're hearing. And if it's not truth, you say, I don't believe that. I can do all things, and all things are possible to them that believe. It's wonderful, y'all. This is it's a wonderful journey. I enjoy coming on. It's not a religious platform. Am I told you that? So I kind of, and I'm trying to get your minds. I don't want to spoon feed you. I want to make you hungry for something, a steak, not peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay? This is D. Leonard Hughes. I'm the president, CEO of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute and Coaching and this show. Listen, every morning I send out a morning mental wake up, and it's growing. Every morning I send a little small blog. If you would like to be a part of that, let me know, and I'll shoot you one. And it's not a what they call group call, because I did that, and my daughter like, Daddy, no, I don't like group texting, and because you text all day and somebody, and so I have a list, and I go down that list. So if you want to be a part, inbox me, let me know what's going on. Okay, this is this has been a wonderful. I'm very. Let me say this before I go. This has been a wonderful experience, a very wonderful experience in just coming on Friday nights and lecturing, trying to get you to a place of mind hacking and go your mindset. Okay. Thank y'all. Thank you for supporting my company. It's a new company, D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development. We're on the road of mind hacking, going into prisons, going into schools, going into communities, whatever it takes, going into countries and hacking their mind for the Christ awareness. Okay? Thank you. D. Leonard Hughes said thank you for listening. All right.